Hey everyone, Chris Gio here coming to you from Beyond the Veil. Just wanted to go over real quick how our Beyond the Veil channel works and some of the obstacles that we've had to work to overcome that are constantly being thrown at us. So youtube.com/Beyond the Veil is our home base, and we have years and years and years of information that we seek to preserve. And because we seek to preserve that information takes precedent over anything else. In 2020, YouTube decided to change their terms and conditions, and I've talked about this in previous shows, so I'm not going to be redundant, but it started in 2015, and the camel's nose came into the tent, and now the whole camel is in the tent. But they started enacting things like spam and deceptive practices, which sounds great on the surface, doesn't it? Until you're trying to get to the truth of particular topics like what's highlighted on the screen here. If I was to even mention that keyword, that's it. We would get flagged, and our video would be removed, and we would get a channel strike, which would prevent us from being able to live stream. It would also prevent us from being able to live stream for 45 days if we got 2 channel strikes. If we got 3, our entire channel just gets wiped. And it's not just us. Everybody is dealing with this too. I did a video the other day. Well, all I was talking about was what is written in YouTube's terms and conditions as far as medical misinformation policies go. And I'm not going to read it because last time I read this policy, particularly this highlighted line right here, the AI came in, flagged the video, and gave us a channel strike. And it's something that we're not willing to jeopardize our content over. But what sparked this video is that on the last video, there was a lot of confusion. And I try to open up every video by saying, if you're watching the archive, you're getting the short condensed version. And a lot of key information is missing from the archive on youtube.com/Beyond the Veil, just simply because we're up against all of this AI censorship. And I say AI censorship for a reason, because the AI can't differentiate between people talking about what's on the screen here and people reading the terms and conditions. Even upon appeal, the appeal got denied for that. And I said, look, all I was doing was just reading your terms and conditions. But this is unfortunately where we've come to. And as I've said before, I think this is a sign that we're winning, not losing, because they wouldn't have to go to these extreme measures if they were truly in control. This is them clutching at straws. It's not a position of power. It's a position of trying to gain power and trying to force their way into power. So we've been dealing with this over the course of the last year, and it's gotten harder and harder and harder to speak from our hearts. But we figured out that if we do a live stream, we're safe. And if we cut out the offensive content, or not offensive, but the content that's sensitive before a certain period of time, then our videos are usually okay. But on our last video, it was about an email that was sent to us by one of our listeners. And we got about halfway into the video, and we cut it at that point, jumped to the end of the video where we were talking about IALife, because we're always going to promote IALife because it's helped so many people out there, ayalife.com, our CBD oil. I won't plug it here, but I will say that we jumped to that. And at the beginning of the video, I said, if you're watching the archive, you're getting the condensed version. You can watch live and get the full version, or you can go to our Patreon and get the remaining version, the full version as well. And then at the end of the video, I always try to say this video is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. On our YouTube channel, you're probably getting about an hour. If you want the full video, go to patreon.com/BTVtribe. And so far, it's been working out pretty well. What we've been doing here on Patreon, for example, I'll show you the inside of our Patreon. We created a series of YouTube channels to upload our videos to. They're constantly getting flagged. I'm having to wake up every single morning and upload one of our previous videos onto a new channel and replace these links. And a lot of people don't even realize that we're replacing these links here. But the reason that we want to keep it on YouTube and on these throwaway channels is because if we get a strike on one of these throwaway channels, no big deal. We have dozens of them. But if we get a strike on our main channel, well, that affects a lot of things. But as you can see in this video here, we cut the video right about the 59-minute mark or something like that. We cut it right around here. And then actually a little bit before this, because it was coming to the point where we're about to play this that's on the screen right now. This is the footage from the documentary Resetting the Matrix, and the first like 20 minutes of it, which we wound up playing during the course of the show. So you're missing some of that footage, for example. And then we jumped over to the end here where we're talking about Eye of Life, and then we talked about at the very end, hey, if you're watching the archive version, then you're probably getting a very condensed version. But when we came back from break at this point, this is when we started talking about the actual email itself that we had built up during the whole first hour of the show. But unfortunately, we had to cut a lot of the information out because those keywords can potentially violate YouTube's terms and conditions, and we're not willing to take that risk. So I hope that clears up some of the confusion out there. But I also wanted to show you some of the other things that we have going on. So for this show, for example, we uploaded and we did the same process, which we edited down immediately after the live show. And by editing it down, we avoid the processing part of it, where it's actually looking for all the keywords, and then it's only reviewing the edited version rather than the whole live stream. And this video we've had to upload to multiple different channels too. But there was a glitch at the 27-minute mark. It just froze, and then it seemed to be like a 3-hour video or 2-hour video or however long it was, but it just froze and it just did this still shot, and that's it throughout the course of that video. So I put in a tech ticket to YouTube, and there's one of two ways to handle this: either revert back and then re-edit it and risk getting a channel strike, or just ignore it and move on to another video. But at the core of it, if you just go to our Patreon, patreon.com/btvtribe, that video that got cut off at the 27-minute mark is actually 5 hours long. And it's 5 hours of nothing but telephone calls and people sharing their hearts and people sharing their souls and sharing their information and gnosis. And this is one of the big things I had with YouTube at first. I said, look, we do a live call-in show. I don't have control over what people are saying during our live call-in show. But here's the thing. It's not only the content of the video itself, but according to their terms and conditions, they can pull videos for having comments that violate their terms and conditions. So now we're responsible for monitoring all of the contents as well. And it's not just us here at Beyond the Veil, but it's all people on YouTube. So if you go to a random video that has nothing to do with anything that violates YouTube's terms and conditions, and you have comments in that video that violate YouTube's terms and conditions, they don't just remove that comment. They will remove the entire video and give you a strike on your channel. It's absurd. It is ridiculous. But these are the things that we're fighting. So we go down here and we have some more. In this video here, this was just a live stream that I did because I was bored. And it looked like crap on our main YouTube channel, because when it comes out live straight to YouTube, it always looks like crap. But the upload to our Patreon, the upload here, you can see it's crystal clear and crisp, because I'm able to go in there and I'm able to edit the actual footage. And I also preserve the live chat as well, because the live chat, in my opinion, is really important, and it kind of adds so much more to the content that we're talking about. We've been doing a lot of videos just off the cuff, just talking about problems in the world and things like that. This video here as well, I think on our YouTube channel, is like an hour long. It's actually 4.5 hours long. It's 4.5 hours. And if you want the deep information, if you want the stuff that really goes beyond the veil, unfortunately, we've been forced to do this. And we've also been doing some BTV Raw podcasts where we're able to speak uncensored and unregulated, because we own the servers of where the MP3s are hosted. Serving up MP3s is so much easier than serving up videos. So we have a lot of exclusive Patreon-only content that's not even hosted on Patreon. It's hosted on our servers, but you get the link when you go over to our Patreon. And we're going to do more and more and more of of those as well. And this is that video where I was talking about where all we were doing is just reading YouTube's terms and conditions. That's it, just reading their terms and conditions. And they called that misinformation and gave us a channel strike for it. But when you watch it, you'll see it's actually kind of funny because I'm making a joke of it. But I'm reading their terms and conditions word for word. We have this show here too, which this has, it's 4 hours and 28 minutes. And we've been trying to do a little bit of backup systems as well to make sure that even if this gets turned off and I don't have time to run and upload it to another channel, which I have to check every single morning to make sure that all our videos are live, then people can watch it. And here's another video that we did. Again, this looked like crap when we were actually doing it, but when we uploaded it to our Patreon, it looks crystal clear again, the way that it should. So we've been doing a lot of little backyard videos and hangouts and stuff like that, and I want to get a little better quality equipment to work with because I like sitting out by the pool and hanging out with everybody. But as you can tell, there's a lot of content here on this video here. A lot of the cut content was a lot of exclusive footage from Egypt and the ayahuasca ceremonies and places, going into places that are not open to the public. Well, of course, we're going to share those with our Patreons. That's, our Patreons are the ones that support us. Our Patreons are the ones that believe in us. Our Patreons are the ones that are here on the journey with us. So we're going to reserve some really, really, really great content for them. But also, we're going to cut out anything that could potentially threaten our YouTube channel, youtube.com/beyondtheveil. So if you go to our Patreon, we've tried to make it as easy as possible, patreon.com/btvtribe. What would really help us out is $10 a month pledge. But we understand not everybody can do that. We understand that. $3 a month is the minimum that Patreon will allow us to do. And we don't even keep all $3. They take their cut. We have $25. We have a few more. We have $100. We have $50. It's all based on whatever you feel, whatever you're resonating with, whatever energy you want to put out there and give back. And what this does is the more funds that we can generate, the more that we can start building out our own systems, to where we don't need to use YouTube. We don't need to use Patreon. We don't need to use all these other platforms because we're able to create servers that can deliver the videos in great quality, because quality to me is number one. Good quality is very important. Sure, I can upload a video and I can put a video link on one of our servers and that's it. But it's going to be one video that you have to download, and it's not going to work for everybody's bandwidth. If you have slow bandwidth, it's going to take forever to download. If you have fast bandwidth, great, it's going to download really quick, but you may not get the highest quality. So the way that video servers work is they serve video by something called adjustable bitrate. And adjustable bitrate is when you click on a video and it will automatically adjust the bitrate of the video based on your internet connection. It'll go from 240p to 360p to 480p to 720p to 1080p. 1080p being the best of the best. But if your internet drops during the course of watching that video, so will the video quality, so the video comes out seamless while you're watching it. If I was to upload everything in, say, 1080p, well, then people with slower connections wouldn't get a streamlined experience. So if we build out our own servers, we're going to have to take all of that into account. So I talked to a friend of mine just recently that owns a server farm, and he said, for every 100 consecutive viewers that you have, consecutive viewers, not every 100 Patreons, but every 100 consecutive viewers that you're having, it's going to be about $500 a month between the bandwidth and the CPU power, the processing power, and then of course you've got storage and you've got all these other stuff. Because serving up video in this manner takes a lot of CPU and a lot of system resources. $500 a month for 100 consecutive viewers, well, just on a live stream on YouTube, we'll get 500. So that's just on a live stream on YouTube. That doesn't account for all the other people who are watching other stuff besides the live show too. So realistically, we need servers which are going to be able to serve up 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people at a time to make sure that, number one, we have enough resources to serve everybody up, but number two, we're not going to charge people anything, whether it's $3, $5, $10 a month, only to get a subpar experience where you click on a video and it says, please try again later, not enough resources. We're not willing to do that, but we've got to work to get to that point. And if we want true freedom, if we want true freedom of speech, true control over our content, unfortunately, that's what we have been forced to do. Because it's not just YouTube. It's every single video streaming platform out there that have initiated these draconian terms and conditions on content. And it all started with one very simple little thing. It was this ad that was superimposed over a neo-Nazi video. And that screenshot was sent to the Washington Times. This was back in 2015. They put that video out. They put that screenshot out, contacted the advertiser, and all the advertisers got together and said, hey, YouTube, you've got to start making changes to your terms and conditions. You've got to start removing these channels because we don't want to advertise over this quote unquote hateful material. That was simply the camel letting itself into the tent, because everybody agrees neo-Nazi videos should not be on YouTube. Islamic State videos should not be on YouTube. Racist videos should not be on YouTube. But it transformed into complete and total censorship of anything that's real. You know, we talk about the Wuhan situation. If we talked about it 6 months ago, automatic flagging. Now, on the surface, it seems to be okay to talk about it because now it's accepted as mainstream fact. But they call it all conspiracy theories until they become conspiracy facts. And they don't become conspiracy facts until the truth is so apparent and the lies have shattered so much that even the lowest common denominator out there in terms of intelligence is looking and saying, hey, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, we're the tip of the spear. We're way ahead of the curve. We're calling things out for what they are way before the masses out there are even picking up on the ideas. But that puts us that makes us a target in the eyes of the artificial intelligence. So I urge everybody, go to patreon.com/BTV Tribe, get the full shows if you're really interested in the material. If not, no big deal. The material is just simply not for you. As I've said before, we came for organic consciousness. We're not here for NPCs. We're not here for, first level spiritualists and all that. We're the advanced course. And there's a lot of people that are right there alongside with us. And the reason that we are the advanced course is because, number one, we've been through the shit. But number two, we are not here to teach you anything. We're here to learn together. We're here to understand reality together. We learn just as much from you as we hope that you learn from us. And so all these little troll comments and hateful comments and everything that we get, automatic deletion, because we have no time and no patience for any of that. So if you want the information, it's here at our Patreon, patreon.com/PTV Tribe, and you understand why it needs to be. If you really don't want the information, well, move along. We just got one comment just the other day from this guy, and he said, does anybody actually believe this stuff? I just watch Beyond the Veil just simply for entertainment. We're not here for your entertainment. There are plenty of entertainment channels out there. Go pay Gaia TV $9.99 a month, and they'll give you a ton of entertainment and a ton of made-up stories and a ton of actors. It's there for you. Don't come to Beyond the Veil looking for entertainment. The people that we want coming to Beyond the Veil are those that are looking for community, those that have something to bring to the table, those that are learning with us, those that are elevating others, those that are sharing their experiences, and those that are shifting the frequency of this matrix and shifting the frequency of others they interact with in the chat room and shifting our frequencies as well. And each and every one of you that have done that, you are the people we are here for. So you are the true BTV tribe, And that's all I care about. That's why everything is BTV Tribe. Patreon.com/BTV Tribe. ILife. You type in the buy one, get one free coupon code for ILife or CBD oil. It's called BTV Tribe. Our main website, which we're working towards building, but again, we have to find a way to fund it. Once we build it, we could have used BeyondTheVeilRadio.com, BeyondTheVeilMedia.com. We could have used a ton of names. Instead, we chose BTVTribe.com because that's what it's all about. It's about the BTV Tribe. So, kiss the one you love right now. You never know the last time it's going to be. Thank you so much for tuning in, and maybe Cherie and I will do a little bit of a live show a little bit later. We had a leak downstairs, and our whole master bedroom is flooded. We just had somebody come and replace the toilet just a couple days ago, and he messed up on this one pipe. We got water everywhere. So we're trying to figure out what to do over the next 3 days while we have all of our blowers and dehumidifiers and everything downstairs. Probably stay in a hotel for the next couple days, but I think this is a great time to hop on the stream and do a few more videos. So kiss the one you love right now. You never know the last time it's going to be, and we'll see you even further beyond the veil. Love ya.